Okay, so I'm going to be repairing a Droid Mini. This is a Verizon phone. Basically, as you can see, it's got a cracked screen. The LCD underneath is also damaged, as you can see right there. It's got some blotting up here, and you got the streaks going over here. So we need to replace the entire LCD and the glass assembly here. So first thing I like to do, or first thing you need to do, is you're going to need to remove the SIM card out of here. SIM card is always, for the minis and the maxes and ultras, they're actually housed right underneath here. So I'm just going to take my little metal spudger here, lift it out, pulls the SIM card out. See if I can turn this off. Yeah, the touch is all messed up on here, so. Alright, so next we're gonna take a safe open pry tool, and you need to just kind of stick it in between the seams right over here of the phone. Everything just kind of snaps a little bit. It does. You may need to use a little bit of force. But don't use too much, you don't want to break it. Just kind of go around the whole thing, loosen it up. Okay, so that cover comes off like that, and so we've got the battery right over here, back rear facing camera. There's a few screws you're going to need to take off. You got 3 up here on the top, there's 3 black ones here on the side, 3 at the bottom, and then another 3 on the side. For the size, this actually uses a T4 nut to get it out. So I'm going to start from the bottom. And we'll work our way around this to the side. Top. And the last side here. Okay, so after taking all of those out, you now need to lift out this entire plastic housing that's surrounding the battery. Easiest way to do that is I like to start from the bottom and kind of snap it up a little over there. You can use a safe open pry tool, kind of open it up gently. Actually, I forgot. Oops, there's one here in the middle. There we go. Oops. Okay, so we've got the battery right over here. The battery actually is connected to the logic board underneath here. So we're going to need to undo these two screws over here. I believe these also use a T4. Now, after removing those two on the side, I'm going to take a spudger and just lift it up a little bit just to see. Be careful up here at the top. There's a flex cable that connects from here to the bottom there underneath the logic board. You don't want to open it too much without checking, because you might actually tear that flex cable. Altogether, what I like to do is just lift this whole thing up. It's just adhesive, so you can see, just kind of lift it up, and that way you don't have to worry about that cable over there. Now, if you look underneath here on the logic board, on the bottom, there is one cable that's connecting the digitizer touch assembly to the logic board, and you want to take a metal spudger, or even a plastic one will work, and just loosen it up right over there. So this connects onto there. And then to disconnect the battery, you've got these two cables over there that are connecting on there. So we really don't need to do anything with the battery for a screen replacement, but I like to just disconnect everything all together anyways. Keep all this together. So everything we need is going to be right here. You want to make sure that you remove the speaker over here, and to do that I use a metal spudger to kind of get in a little bit. I mean, you don't necessarily have to remove this. I mean, it's really up to you. But yeah, now we just need to apply some heat on top right here. I use a 500 watt Wagner heat gun. You can get these at Home Depot for like 20 bucks or so. So you want to heat it up to approximately 180 degrees. So we're going to go ahead, heat it up, and I will show you how to lift the glass up with the digitizer, and we're going to be putting the new one over here into there. Okay, so let's start. You really want to heat up the sides. Not necessarily on the glass like this, but around the sides. The adhesive that's going to be holding it down to the assembly is all on the sides here. Take my metal spudger, kind of lift it up a little bit in here. Okay, so we got that out. So there you go. There's the piece that we're replacing. And you want to make sure you clean up all the any broken glass that's still connected onto here, or that's still stuck on here. Once we heat it up a bit, and that'll also loosen up the adhesive. Just make sure everything's clean. You want to make sure that you've got a good flush surface here. Clear off any residue. You're going to be laying down or laying out a new adhesive. So just go ahead and remove all the excess that are still on here. Okay, so it should look just like this. Got your back housing here, and then the front. Make sure everything's cleared off, so you can go ahead and lay out new adhesive. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I use a couple different sizes of adhesive tape to do this. The one that we're probably going to use the most is going to be the 2mm. So we'll lay it out. This on the bottom here. Just cut it out to size. Now for the sides, it's pretty thin over there. The 2mm will be a little bit too thick for it. So I also have 1mm. So here's the new one right here. Looks like there's a film here. We're going to remove that. Now this bottom, you're going to want to slide it through the little slot over here so that it comes out on the other end, like so. So you first want to line up the bottom. So make sure that the bottom is flushed to the bottom of the screen is flush to the bottom of the frame, and then just press down over everything. Now we just got to put this back together. So first, we'll take our logic board with the battery, connect the connectors back to it, and I like to start it this way. So I'll lift this flex cable and connect it onto the logic board right over there. So right over there. Make sure that snaps in just right. And then start from this, lay this side out down first and come in at an angle. So this part goes in. There we go. And lay it flat. Okay. And then make sure this connects there. Sure all components are in, are properly seated into the assembly. Okay. Now we are going to take our T4 and the 2 screws we used to hold the board down. And those 2 screws alone actually hold the board down to the assembly. Okay, let's go and put the rest of it back together, fire it up. So we're going to take our the back housing, the plastic back housing, place it back on. Snap everything down. And then we're going to take that big screw that goes in the middle right next to the camera over there. I'll place that in first. Okay, black screws. You got to remember black screws are on both the sides, the top and the bottom. Use the silver screws. So just in case if you forget which way to go. Black on the sides, silver on the top and bottom. Silver screws on the bottoms. Oops. Okay, so that's all tightly seated in. I'm going to take the back cover. You need to place the phone starting from the bottom because there's a lip right over here. So I'm just going to start from the bottom and close it up. And just snap all the components back, or snap the whole thing back in. Okay. Get our SIM card. Slide that back in. There we go. We're good to go. So thanks for watching the video. You know, if you got any comments, please feel free to you know, write them on the box down below. And please don't forget to like us and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.